Right, so this is the middle of the pile here. So the pile sort of is a concave shape into it, and around the outside there's all small stuff, sort of this like this, that, and you get into the bigger stuff. I'm just looking at it. This is under tension, like really, all that's sitting on it. And I'm wondering how I should go about doing it. Well, should I take a bit off it and then cut a V in the top and drop that, but then the rest of this starts to fall. So you can see as I get round, this here is holding up. What do we got? That's loose. It's holding up these in here. This one's connected to it as well. So I'm thinking like I'll cut this off, get rid of this out of there. It's just pick at it, I think. Then I've got all these fines and stuff in here. Then this here, this one here is supporting a lot through here. Supporting this one, this big one. Not too much in the back there. And then I'll just turn it around. So this one that we talked about before goes right along and it supports this one. This one's stuck in there too. This one up the back here runs right across the edge of the pile, all the way through, and then it's supporting these ones here are all supporting this big one. And then obviously you've got this bottom one that goes right across that's sticking out. Am I best to trim off this and get back to it, or trim it while this is in front? Because as I get back to here, that's pretty loose, but you see that's sort of under quite a lot of tension, and that's sort of just sitting there. This big one's also sitting right up there. I'll move the camera in a sec. And then you got all these little fines and stuff. I could get rid of all this fine stuff, and then it ends up being on the floor, so I have to chuck it over there. Or is it a case of cut some of this away and try and pull this big one out, pull the big ones out and out over there? The only thing is the ducks are shed everywhere and this thing will get covered in it. I'll move the camera around and we'll have a look at this big one here. Where's my teacher's stick again? That was handy. So here's that big long one that's held up. Then we've got this giant sitting in here, which is actually sitting on this little one in here. Well, there's not much holding that. Then you got this held up. This is that pivot log. I like the looks of this. That's right on. That's got all the weight of this on it. Yeah, I could probably peel this, but got to be careful. I don't want that rolling towards me. So it might even be a case of having to try and get a sling on the end of this, open this up a bit, see if it doesn't move. Put a sling around maybe both and then pull it out. And then this is all just chucked up on top. That's stable for where it is. That's a big one, that. And then all these little fines right around the back here, so I don't know, we might as well go around the pile as soon as I'm doing it. So there's a bit better view there. So we've got that giant one. You pretty much have to get rid of this big one that's in here off first. That might even roll a bit, but it looks pretty oval, so it's sort of sitting down in there. Then I've got all these little twigs, which, you know, maybe I could just chop up with a little saw, work my way and see what's in there. There's one of these logs here, sort of up through there. I can sort of maybe stand it on its end and pull it out. Look at that. Wow. That's laziness, isn't it? That's not forestry. Someone's left all their spikes. Wicked. That's not kosher. Alright, we'll move around a bit more. I'd say the light's failing on you, but we'll see. In this area there's a big pile of dirt. Grass and the fines, all this small stuff gets back to about here. And there's a big log that runs through. Fair way up. And then I've got that. This log here is supporting a couple of the big ones at the back. I probably could drop it into here. You know, I'm gonna have to watch that stuff up the back. But that one's supported right in underneath, like this one up here. How to do it safely. So we're pretty much 3/4 of the way around. So looking at a couple of long ones here. That's all fines, that's all pretty loose. This one, I have to, maybe if I clear all the fine, small stuff there, can get back to this and trim at it a bit, but it's going to eventually want to roll. Maybe that's a sling job as well. This big one here, I can't get a sling behind it at this stage. And there's this one here, this is right under tension. From this one here, that one's, I suppose I could go up with a pile and drop a couple off that, but then I might be able to cut this off and put a sling and just pull it, you know, like just wiggle it in the pile to sort of loosen it and find out where it ends up. So more not kosher forestry. Like that one there, that's proper stuck in there. Anyway. Not too often you find a pile as good as this one, but usually gets chopped up by people, but I'm pretty lucky to have it. So this one here, that's got that one sitting on it. We probably could drop that into there. A few fine small ones up in there. We're just there's a big one under here, and that would have to stay there until you got most of it off top. It's all covered in dirt. Don't know what's underneath it, so I could probably cut that section off maybe with a saw that I don't want to ruin the chain on. And then this one, could probably drag this one out. There's a couple big ones that look like they're connected in through there, so. And then there's this, which is connected to that, and it just continues, that's the end of the pile. So this big one, there's a big one through here, which connects up around to the other side. I don't know if you can see that one. Yeah, so that's that. That long one's loose. This one's connected to this to here. This is under tension proper. There's another one in here that ends up over there, and it continues around to here, and that's where we started under tension. And now I was talking about cut a V in the top and cut it from the bottom and then drop it, but is that all going to fall out? I don't know. I think this is a pick at it pile, isn't it? Scratch around, get some nice pieces out, and then have to scratch around. Anyway, thought I'd show you that.